Mr. Makwana is, and you will all have access to brief CVs, Bachelor of Administration, graduate, and amongst other things, and has held non-executive positions in various bodies, and currently is also chair of the Nedbank Group. But importantly, in the early period of Eskom up to about 2011, when state capture became evident, he, amongst others, were dismissed. So he was on the Eskom board for several years at the time, and secondly, also served for a period of about 9 months as the Eskom CEO as well. Ms. Vilakazi holds a D.Phil in Engineering Science from the University of Oxford. She is the head of research and innovation at CETA and brings an important dimension in terms of science and innovation and her engineering background to the board. Mr. Loazi Bakwana has served in various SOEs in his 25 years experience and a person involved in manufacturing, construction, financial services, in logistics and energy. And more recently, since about 2019 until 2021, was part of the ministerial task team that was looking into improvements and making recommendations on improvements that can be made within the Eskom context. Ms. Fatima Ghani is, as I said earlier on, a chartered accountant, and she has operated within the financial sector in various capacities, as you will see, but also in businesses that have operated in the Middle East and across the African continent. Mr. Clive Leroux, as I pointed out, was Chief Nuclear Officer at Eskom, an experienced power station manager at Matimba and at the Koeberg Power Station, and has been assisting Eskom in the last 10 years, but is currently retired and was part of the team of experienced engineers who are very familiar with the Eskom plant, together with Mr. Kislet and others who've been undertaking a tour of some of the power stations in order to find out what's going wrong and what can be put right. Ms. Ayanda Mafuleka is also a chartered accountant, currently CEO of FACET, and is implementing the kind of strategic direction that CETA has set, that is SETA, and former CEO of the National Credit Regulator. Mr. Nyati is well known in business circles. He holds a degree in mechanical engineering from the University of KwaZulu-Natal, was chief executive of MTN South Africa, and subsequently also served, or before that, served in IBM and Microsoft for many years, and most recently just retired as chief executive of Altron, which he had to reorientate and put right during his term of office. Dr. Mtombeni, as I said earlier, is a young person, but an old timer as far as the energy world is concerned. Currently with Goldfields and ensuring that 8 mining operations across 4 continents are beginning to prepare themselves for better adaptation to climate change and have the right strategies in place. He's also worked at Anglo American, and that was as a senior energy engineer, and was chair of the intensive users group in South Africa a few years ago. Mr. Leslie Nkabela is an attorney and has experience in restructuring of state-owned assets, was originally involved some years ago in the attempted establishment of EDI Holdings. Some of you will remember that, and is familiar with some of the issues that were confronted in that process. So he brings a vast legal experience to bear. Dr. Claudel Van Eck is an organizational development and change manager, and a person very suited to some of the changes that need to occur within the context of Eskom, and is also running her own coaching business over and above sitting on various audit committees and boards. Ms. Trifosa Romano, well-established chartered accountant and involved originally in the asset and liabilities section of the National Treasury, where she learned those skills and then subsequently moved on to various organizations where she served as the CFO, but also as an entrepreneur in her own right. Mr. Nchali Chali is retired from one of the trade union federations